Hello, people, and welcome back. It's your boy Big John here. Today, we're going to go through some analysis of the market, just checking out some of the pairs that can be traded. Also, I'm going to show you about some of the updates that I've added to Neo in the last 24 hours. Um, of course, I released the product from the get-go just so people could use it, and we had a profitable week last week using the product. That's anybody that took the trades. The trades were all there for every single person to be able to take. In either this group here that you can see on my screen at the moment or this one here. This one here as well. Both of those two groups are going to be linked in the description below. So if you haven't got the money to even purchase the product at the moment, you can actually look out for trades in here. You can flip your account, use the money from the flip, and then get the product just to see that it works. It is lifetime access. The price at the moment is 100 GBP, but come this weekend, after this weekend, so after today, it is going to go up to 150 GBP. So if you have not got your slots available for this product at the moment, then that's down to you because pretty much every single day I'm putting some amazing new levels of coding in here. So everybody should be able to make some type of money from this product. And you will see from the video today that I'm showcasing as well. This group is good as well. Like I said, you can see all the updates I'm putting in here. You can start to see everything I'm talking about straight away, and anyone can join this group, by the way. You can see all the ideas of trades I'm giving out as well in here using the product. So I thought I'd just get that out of the way first and foremost. For a lot of the traders, let's go into here. All right, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to go over into is gold. Let's go over into gold because everybody likes gold. I always look at the charts from a 4 hour daily, weekly perspective. Let me just get rid of this thing in the background here. If you ever get one of these big, short, and long tools appearing in your background, but you want to keep the new win rate box on, all you have to do is go down here, and it's more than likely to do with your risk to reward on that pair. So all you have to do is go to the strategy mode back test, and then you just change this to like 1. And then once you change it to 1, boom. And then just go to OK. Didn't want it to do this, boom. Yeah, cool. Just go to OK and then just boom. You can see it just makes it disappear. So I was able to give out a very good trade on gold based on the Neo indicator actually giving me ideas that gold could buy. This one didn't even use the auto trading, not auto trading, but the auto entry, let's call it that, if that makes sense. Idea, or should I say, I'm trying to make the best way so it doesn't confuse people. The auto identification of a signal of a trade, basically. We didn't even have to use that method with this one. Of course, I created Neo the product and I'm aware of what it can do and how price is looking as well. I have been trading gold for like 6 years now, so of course I'm gonna have a good eye and looking at if it could buy or if it can sell. There's loads of proof of that in my Discord group and stuff like that. Again, the Discord will be in the description below. You can see all my trials and testaments and everything's all in there. Years and years of data in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory group, dating back to even 2020. So you can see this right now. So we're obviously currently in a bullish trend with gold. I was able to give out a current buy continuation because if we pay attention to what we see here on Neo, basically I've added one of the updates here I've added is the structure tool, which shows us if we're at a higher low or a lower high or a higher high or a lower low. And then we also have when these levels break, we have a change of character telling us that external market structure is actually making a shift to the up or the downside. And obviously, we've even got how long ago it actually happened. So that's one of the new updates I did in the last 24 hours since the last video, which is great as well. And you can set this to the time frames you want. The chart will always be the time frame you're watching. And if you go into the settings, you can change this to the 15-minute chart daily, whatever chart you want, you can change it to those two. But again, I use the 4 hour daily, weekly. So we can see here from gold, this was giving us a good indication that price could be buying. So when it came into Thursday, which was actually Thanksgiving in America, we can actually see that look, boom, we're starting to get this. So we're coming into Thursday now and look how the chart is starting to look. We've got 4 hour bullish IFVGs that's still telling me it's holding. We had a brand new daily bullish IFVG as well. We have a brand new daily break of structure here as well. We've got higher low structures forming between the 4 hour and the daily chart. And not only that, we had a change of character telling us that it's bullish on the 4 hour and daily chart. So as a lot of traders do teach you, having multiple time frame syncs is good. So when two time frames come together or more, which is great. So we had a frame confluence that price could buy. And then now what we do have is, regardless if you have the short and long tool here, which is this one here, regardless if you have that or not, we're in a position that you could possibly look for a buy trade if it is going to buy based on what we can see over here on the right of the table. Again, everything's lining up bullish. We could look for a buy. So obviously we looked for a buy trade set up based on the Oracle zone being here at this point, not being down here, meaning price could go down to it and then buy up. It was right in front of our faces. So this is when I was able to give the trade setup out. Now, what I did do is I gave the trade setup out, but I did make it. When did I give it out? It was market open, boom. So it's like here, I gave the trade setup out. But what I did do is I put it just below this green box. And like I've said, it's not always the best to put it just below the green box sometimes, even though it's mapped out like that for us. And we do have our set win rates percentages with the table on the left telling us that every time it is mapped out like that, you have a certain win rate. I'm just saying that in general, I prefer to not trade with a stop loss. I always explain that to traders. If they don't want to, then by all means, they can just literally put their stop loss at the bottom of this box. But I did explain to traders, even though it was here, and I knew it could push down because obviously this is not giving gold a lot of breathing room. Being gold, price action could obviously sell down a little bit more. So I told every single trader, again, all the proof is that we're in the Discord and that even though it did come back down here towards the bottom of the box, I'm still going to hold because we've got more than enough strong confluences telling us price should buy. And I was fully aware of it as well that, like I said to people, it's Thanksgiving. So, don't expect anything major. If it's Thanksgiving in America, what do we expect? So, another one that's actually kind of cool. Let's just see if our stop loss was below this level here, which again comes on the Neo indicator, which is telling us where actual structure is. But let's just see. So, we move it forward, boom. We can see at the point of when it was coming here on the Thursday, I'm telling everybody in the groups that, hey, gold looks like it's starting to push up, get in your trade. This is for every single person, whether you're in a paid group or a free group. I was a free group. I was trying to make sure you could make money. You can see here straight away. Again, you can look at the table on the right telling us that we should be holding this trade. So nothing is looking too crazy in terms of higher structure, time frame structure telling us to come out, and then boom, you can see here straight away. So yes, we did not get a short or long tool appear on Neo because the setup wasn't, it didn't deem that it was the correct setup for it, and that's fine. It's supposed to pick you the best setups, those ones there. But of course, price action is still going to move up and down regardless if Neo picks up a trade or not. It's not going to pick up every single trade. It's impossible for it to do that. You know what I mean? Because we're going to have, it's going to be very skewed data. So anyway, now, boom, just because we had the table here on the right, I was able to pick up this gold trade and I gave this signal out to everyone. We can obviously see that this is a liquidity level up here, this lower high over here, and we have another one here as well. We always know that the highest points where the wicks are on swing highs or swing lows is where liquidity is resting, and a lot of time price action targets those areas. So yeah, that just gave us a nice good trade setup. Everybody got scared when it started to pull back here, but then gold does what gold does, and then boom, obviously price action shoots up. So we can see that this was actually a good stop loss level. So this is a little bit of a teaching moment for anybody. If you are not too sure about the green box area and you're a bit flexible with your trade, maybe look for the lowest, the nearest higher high, lower low, lower high, or higher low that formed, and then you can just put your stop loss below that level. Some people are probably going to ask me, how do I get these lines on the chart? They're already there in Neo when you just click here and you just go to show SR lines, basically. If you just go there, it will show your support and resistance lines. There we go. So that one there. So literally, this was the gold trade and it hit take profit. And like I said, I gave this trade out to everyone. So this alone was on just one of the many trades that this week I was able to give out. So nobody should have excuses on not being able to get themselves into this service if they actually want to, which is the Neo Lifetime products, because again, I'm giving out trades on top of the fact of you seeing how good this system is. So you can literally use some of these trades in order for you to make some money or all of the money for you to actually purchase Neo. That's how fair I'm being with the product and how transparent I'm being with the product. Because there's always someone that's got something to say somewhere. So, okay, that's that one there anyway. So what do we think gold is going to continue to do from here is our next question. So let's just move this forward. So obviously we're clearly still in a buy trend, and this is what I can see from here. Just looking at Neo straight away. Boom, boom, boom. We have, oh, I'm in the right tool. Yeah. This is why I like these levels here as well, and what I've been doing and why I added them as well. These are nice break and retest areas. We already have a version of a support and resistance for the internal support and resistance. But if you think about it logically, this is why this is a change of character. This is again one of the updates that I've added. I said I'll explain that in the video. When we see the change of character, we're actually seeing external structure changing. So that's a very good sign that before we only had the bullish IFVGs and the internal structure on this table, but now we can actually see external structure breaking as well. So if you're starting to get internal structure and external structure breaking at the same time with IFVGs, that's giving you a very good idea that price is starting to move in the direction that maybe you want it to go, or maybe it's moving away from the direction if you're already in a trade and you know to exit your trade. So here we can see that there's a break of structure area here on the 4 hour, and I just mark mine out like this. Literally, you don't even need these lines on the chart, but you can literally have these zones like this. I was going to make an update where these become zones, but I just don't want obviously the chart to be too cluttered. But literally between this higher high and this candle wick, this is your break and retest area where price can react from. People might be saying, "Oh, what do you mean by that? What does that? How does that make sense?" Well, look at this, people. So this is how cool these zones are as well. Because look, when gold did its first breakout here, you didn't have to worry about where do I draw support and resistance. You can literally see from this lower high over here to here, this was just your break and retest area. Boom. Can you see? So when you look at it from this point of view, price just broke out of this area here. And then if you bring this box down a little bit, boom, price broke out of this area here. And all price did is just retest this area to continue this buy trade. It's part of the simplest forms of trading ever. Do you understand? You don't even have to stress too much about that. And like I said, it notifies you when price is above these areas now when you've got the change of character. And you can see how long ago it literally was there. So, boom. Some people, I know there's people that will ask me many questions. No, you do not have to start taking your trade setups like this and saying, oh, but shouldn't I take my trade setup like this and for the trade? If you choose to do that, that's completely up to you. That is not what Neo is automatically marking out for you to do. If you're an advanced trader, maybe you're already in one trade and you want to add another position, yes, you can start to do this type of stuff because you've had many years in the market and you've already been trading other setup systems and different types of things. So if you're more of an advanced trader, by all means, that's how I was able to give out this gold trade because I've been trading for a while, obviously. So I'm aware of price can hold structure regardless of what anything else is doing. Price can do this regardless. Do you understand? So let's just move forward to here. So what we could be seeing gold doing right now, again, is another break and retest. And in theory, we got a break and retest here, but we actually have a nice break and retest zone here. You see? So what we could be seeing is gold continuing to go to the upside in the market. If we're looking at price action, just literally pulling back into these areas here. Boom. So it'll pull into this green box here. And we should be going for this next liquidity spike up here in order for price to take out the level. Then literally we can keep it this simple, guys and girls. So we're literally going in an uptrend now, and unless Neo tells us otherwise, we should stick with our uptrend for now. Boom. So I'm just going to do this for traders so they know the levels, and it's in the video as well. What's going on here? Boom. So we're looking at price holding between we're looking at price holding between 4211 and 4192 for continuations of buyers. We're looking at a pullback. It's technically already pulled back to this level, just so you know. Yeah, it's literally technically already pulled back to this level right now. But remember, every single time price breaks out, in theory, it's supposed to go back, create a higher low, and then continue. So we want to see that realistically. If you're looking for that, now you've got this on the table. You can literally just chill, and then when price creates a 4 hour higher low here, then you can start to look for your buy continuations. Again, if you're more of an advanced trader, I am not telling you to take that trade setup if you are not advanced with Neo. Literally, just don't do it. Or if you're not advanced with market structure and stuff like that, as in you haven't been trading for long enough. We can see that price action can go high enough towards this level here. We obviously have a resistance level here as well. So this is a resistance level. So put this. Resistance, 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 boom. So we got another resistance level here that we can clearly see in the market. And this is where our target high will be for these. So we can see that price action more than likely is going to hold this level, this breakout level, because this was a very strong breakout level. From this sell, we can see it's a very strong breakout level. It's more than likely going to hold this level and then at least go between these levels here. Now we don't know if it's going to continue to buy unless we get a hold, unless we hold above these levels. Do you understand? So this is 4245 and 4232. So our target high from this buy level from down here is 4232 and 4245. That's what we're looking at. So that is already giving us a little quick idea of what gold could be doing straight away in the market, just based on the fact of what we can see Neo telling us to look for continuations of buys. It's not giving us no other reason not to do that. Um, and then obviously just simply using the market structure tool on Neo, we're able to mark out support and resistance levels very easily. So now the next thing I'll just do now is just go over to my daily chart and just double check it on the daily to just to see the support and resistance levels. This will give us a strong version of it as well. So we can see here on the daily chart, this is obviously a very strong resistance level because this is also a daily high. So literally we want to see price action pull back and then buy into this area and then look for a continuation. If the daily candle breaks above this higher high, then more than likely we're going to be going setting ourselves to go up towards these highs up here. Again, I just do the same thing. I do it from the body of the candle all the way to literally where the higher high, so the top or the bottom of the wick. And there you go, boom. Then we'll be looking at price going higher up towards these levels here. So is that pretty much an easy analysis for you guys to understand what gold could be doing? I'm literally going to post an idea of this in the group after the Zoom call. Is it a good enough analysis for you guys and girls to understand what you should be doing? What should you be doing and what should you be looking for gold if you're trying to trade it? And again, if you are more of an advanced trader, what are you looking for? And what would you be looking for, sells or buys on gold right now, based on what we can see in front of us? There you go. The new edition helps. Yeah, literally a break and a retest. There you go. Great people. Answered all the questions. We're looking for buys. We're looking for a break and a retest. We've already had a break. Remember that on the 4 hour. We've literally already had a break. Boom. So now we're just looking the literally what you could wait for is just a higher low to form. The only problem we have with this is when the higher lows form is that it is gold. It could just do a spike move. You understand? So you could miss it because the higher low could form with the um spike move going up. So that's why sometimes you might see me, and I could still be wrong. Don't get me wrong, whether you want to call it FOMO, fear of missing out, basically, or anything. But sometimes you'll see, not even sometimes, I'll even say a lot of the time, I'm not even going to lie to you. A lot of the time, I'll get in before those things happen because the problem is, if it does do a big spike move, you're going to miss it. Now, that could be a problem because those type of things affect your win rate or not. So whenever I go back and check any of my trades, I have to actually go back and check my data on. That's why I added it here. So I can see straight away that, oh, I entered this trade, but I was in drawdown with the group and the accounts I'm managing at the moment, and I had to go back and forth with analysis. But if I just actually waited for the higher low or the lower high, yeah, I might have lost about 20 pips from the original entry. Do you understand what I'm saying? But there was no drawdown after that. So maybe that is a thing that I can check. And this is the whole point of Neo. The aim is the strategy is already there with the way it comes up with the short and long tool. Remember, this is an advanced version of Neo I'm just showing you here. So people that can see that there's more to Neo than just the boxes appearing to buy and enter a trade, to buy or sell a trade, sorry. But at least then I can instantly see when I go back into replay mode, oh, so if I waited for this and waited for that, that would have made more sense for the last three trades that I held drawdown for 24 hours before it went into profit. Do you see my point, people, and why I added it? Boom, boom, boom. But do you see my point, guys and girls? It's all data. Everything here is data. And even Neo can start to become way more, I would say, it's not super cluttered at the moment, but it can become way more streamlined. Let's call it that. So, but at first you got to have everything there, and then you start removing things and closing things down, but you code things into things so it's more streamlined. Do you understand? Because really and truly, we wouldn't need any of this if you just pick up the best points of all of this. And again, you just make sure you add those confluences to the Confluence tab. You wouldn't even need this on your chart, or the rest of it. Do you understand? Because really you'd only be looking for those said trades. So we already have a version of that that produces our win rates at the moment. But over time, I can make little tweaks, or we can have little tweaks in the settings that I've showed everybody that's in the group that I'm sure they're very happy with it. But we will be able to have filters in the market that gives us many more options to having the best A plus A, B, C, and D setups automatically already put together for us. So yeah, basically this is what we see happening with gold, literally. I just do gold's analysis because gold is the one that anyone can get in for cheap. And it's what, again, it's probably one of the best pairs for anyone to trade to be able to make £100 a day or £500 a week, whatever it is. But yeah, we're looking at longs on gold. All right, so like I said, I've pretty much gone through the idea of this using gold as well because this is more based on looking at the chart, the new update for the structure and the change of character. And I've given you an idea of how you can use it, being able to draw out your boxes of your support and resistance and being able to obviously read the table, which is really cool. And let's just go here first, see if there's anything else. Enable strategy test by test same day entry, boom, 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 boom. All right, yeah, cool. So that is that version of update. Let's move it forward so we don't bore people in this because you know how people be. Some people be like, mate, just show me what you've got. Set market. You say you got an indicator, market it, mate. Just market it. So let's go here. Boom. So, cool. Now I'm gonna show you the next update that I've done for Neo. So obviously there's some pairs that are not working with this just yet. This is the leverage and margin calculator, but I've mentioned those pairs in the Neo VIP group. Literally. Um, just to make sure I am on my chart, aren't I, at the moment? This is my trading view chart. I hope I'm still not in Telegram. That'd be so crazy. If I was in Telegram, I am on trading view. Yeah, just making sure. Cool. That would have been a real pain if I was on Telegram. Uh, all right, no worries. So yeah, this is the new update that I've added here. So instead of us having to go to a third party site and start looking at how to use a risk calculator, I'm trying to put it all into here. And I'm not saying every site doesn't do it, but I've noticed a lot of sites don't do this. So we're going to switch on this leverage calculator now. And it's going to come on the chart and boom, it should come in here in the middle. Actually, no, it won't because I moved it, but you can do this. This one's got more settings to move it round. So you can have it in the left or you can have it in the middle. Uh, okay, cool. Let's just make it bigger so people can see it. Is this big enough now for you guys to see this tool here in the middle? Remember, you can move this anywhere in the chart you want. You can move any of these tables pretty much anywhere. You can move it to however you want. I'm just putting it here so you can see it now. Can you see this table though, guys and girls? Can you see it clearly through your screens is what I mean. All right, cool. So why this tool is actually really cool is when we get the automatic trade setups, as you're going to see, I'm going to put you in replay mode here. Yeah, this is just getting crazy and crazy now. As you get this, it will automatically sort out things for you. So once you acquire yourself a prop account or even a live account, you're able to use the leverage tool in order for you to work out which lot size you need to be able to take in your trade based on your account size or anything like that. So again, if you've got like maybe a prop account or anything, you'll be able to put in all the values. So you've got your manual setting or your automatic. I don't use the automatic leverage source. There's no point because you might as well have it to manual because even if you've got a prop account, you're going to know if it's 1 to 30, 1 to 100. You might as well just use manual there and put the manual figure in there. I don't actually use automatic. Yeah, I know literally most of my accounts are 1 to 500. And even when I've traded like a 1 to 30, using the same values of a 1 to 500 hasn't been too bad. Never really had an issue with that. Now, when we go to account size, again, maybe you've got a 100K prop account and you're taking 1% risk per trade. And then this one will automatically work out the take profit levels for you. But what it does is you've got a drop down here. Yeah. So you've got a drop down list of whenever the trade setup appears here what TP level do you actually want to take? Do you want to take TP1, TP2, or TP3? So it's going to tell you how much you need to trade if you're going to TP1 based on your risk, basically. So it's going to tell you what lot size you need to use. So we're going to TP3, and obviously we're risking 1% to try and make 3% gain if it goes to TP3. So we'll just wait for the trade setup to come in. So you're going to wait here, look at these values, you'll see. Boom, boom, boom. So this is literally a live trade we did take last week during the market. We'll just wait for it. Boom. As you can see, Neo is fantastic. Let me just change this again. My bad. Where are we? I need to change this to free, just so our risk to reward goes to free R. Yeah, boom, should change this. Should make this box bigger. Okay, we just have to go back because obviously it's in replay mode. That's why it's disappeared off the chart. Boom, boom, boom. In a live market, it doesn't disappear, people, so you don't have to worry. And even if it does, just change the pair or change the time frame and come back. It should be there. Boom. So now you can see the box is bigger because I've changed my risk that I'm looking for any trade that appears to at least have free R. It tells me if I'm looking for free R on this pair Euro New Zealand, since the beginning of this chart data all the way back, averagely we have, not even averagely, we have a set win rate of 40% based on the values. So basically you've got 40% win rate, which is obviously a great win rate if you've got 40% with 1 to 3 R. So that doesn't, so all it's telling you is trust the strategy. Don't, it's literally giving you confidence in trading. And it's a realistic number. I'd rather realistic numbers than stuff that's really unrealistic, saying it's got like 90%, because it probably might not have that every day or whatever it might be. But this one is obviously works out everything properly. So you've got a 40% win rate on average of it going there. But now look here, if you look at the values in this, let's just make this a bit bigger. Information box. So we've got the information box. We can make it bigger, smaller, whatever. Let's just put that as normal. So this will get bigger, just so you can see it appears. Okay, it's just, again, it's replay mode. That's why it's doing this. So just give me a second. We'll just take it back. Do, do, do. There we go. So now look here, boom. This is why this is fantastic, this calculator, because look what it's done. So the entry price is the same entry that appears on this already. Yeah. The stop loss is the same stop loss that appears on this already for you. And then the take profit is here. Look, so because we're going 3R, it automatically works out what the 3R take profit is, and it's exactly there for you. You see how amazing that is, people. So as soon as a trade appears, remember this is replay mode. Obviously, unless the market does a huge move, it's a 4 hour time frame. You're gonna have time to look at all these figures, but you don't even need to do anything anymore. This is how crazy it is, that literally what you could technically do, this is how quick you can execute trades. As soon as it appears, and if you want to enter a trade straight away, you already know the lot size to use immediately. So you can just use that 1.5 lot size, and then you can now take your time to put this is my stop loss level, this is my take profit level. Do you understand? Sometimes, I don't know if you've done it before, guys and girls, where a trade comes in and then you've got to start working out the values. You understand? You don't have to work out the values no more straight away. You could just enter the trade with a 1.50 lot size, and then you can now go back and start working out the values. You have to be careful. Some prop firm accounts say that you have to have a stop loss as soon as you enter the trade. That's some prop firm accounts. I've lost prop firm accounts like that before, so you have to be careful. But if you don't, and your prop firm doesn't even care if you use a stop loss or not, then you can literally just do that. You can literally just enter the the position straight away, and that's it. Boom. Um, yeah, it's very crazy. So it works it all out for you. This is what I'm trying to say. So it's literally, you can see what I'm trying to do with this system. I'm literally trying to make it where it's a one-stop shop. You don't need to really go anywhere else. And everything I'm adding here can lead towards an auto trading bot easily this way. I know I've said it before, but we can clearly see it now this time. There is no if, buts, or maybes. Do you understand? So, but for now, it's literally semi-automatic trading. This is as close as you can get to an algo bot. Do you understand? Literally, the only thing you've literally got to do is press the button and enter the values. That's the most you got to do. Press the button, enter the values. Other than that, you don't have to do nothing else. And I was doing it all for you. So again, like I said, I may clean up some parts of this, but you can see literally it tells you all here, everything. It even tells you the amount of margin required on your account to take this trade. It tells you how much leverage you've used, how much leverage required. It's pretty much the same thing now, so I might get rid of one of those. It tells you here. So let's move this chart out of here because things getting in the way. Bottom left, it'll make, if you change this to the bottom left, it'll move this chart. It'll make this chart disappear. You'll see the win rate chart. There you go, boom. So the win rate, but when you move it back out of the way, the win rate chart would reappear. So you can see here, boom, it tells you, so from there to there, there's 3,000 you're going to be able to make literally. Do you understand? And even if you wanted to do it different, where just so people can see it. So let's say we wanted to do this, boom. We want to take, oh, if we've got our win rate set to 1 to 1, This is what we're going to do because we want to be in and out of the trade. As a lot of people have seen that once you start changing your win rate to one, you're actually getting a higher, so you're changing your risk to reward to one, you're actually getting a much higher win rate. So let's just say we did do that one based on what people in the group have now been back testing as well. And now you just change your risk to obviously free. Yeah, should be able to change it to free. I believe it should be the same thing now. Once we do this, there you go, boom. So now you can see that it's changed all the values. Obviously, let's just go back here again one more time. So you can see, boom, there you go. So it's already telling you, look, this trade is already running at 0 point. So you pretty much already made your money if you did a one-to-one on this trade. Imagine some people want to pass proper counts very fast. They don't want to take it slow. There's some gurus like that that do teach you that. Whichever way you want to do when you pass is up to you. Some people want to go full throttle and then just pass and then lower their risk once they've passed because now it's a live account. That's fine. If you've got the money to do that, and because you might blow the account, it's completely up to you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your money. But of course, so you could do that. So maybe you want the one-to-one R's where you got a high win rate. They say there's a 66% win rate of these trades winning on one-to-one art. So now instantly you see as soon as it appeared, it already automatically told you from a one-to-one, it's worked out all the values for you. Boom, the same values that will be here. And it tells you now you're using a 4.51 lot size. And from one-to-one to get 3K profit, boom, is there. So you're either going to lose 3K or make 3K from this trade. Do you understand? Okay, just to make sure. Do we take the trades as soon as the box appears? Yeah, we take the trades as soon as the box appears if price is at the box, basically. It'll literally, that's the only time you do it. Remember, I'll show you another example of it. So you're gonna get two variations of this appearing. You're gonna get the price in the box, the Oracle zone, for you to take the trade set up, literally like this one. This is an immediate one, or you're gonna get this one here that appears like this. So, and I can never give you what one's going to do what. It's whatever price does. So it's impossible for me to tell you which one's going to do what. You literally, as soon as the market opens, either price is going to be in the Oracle zone or it's going to be away from the Oracle zone. So this is an example of away. So you'll see, boom. Can you see the Oracle zone? So the next day, which is the Thursday, the Oracle zone's here, but no, you don't enter this trade. But guess what you do? This is one-to-one R. It's still on at the moment that we're trading. Look, multipliers 1R. And now you set a pending order. So you go to your phone and you literally just bang in all of these as a sell limit. So as soon as price goes to this area, it's going to enter you at this level, stop loss at this level, take profit at this level. And basically, this is what you're going through. This one's taking you to TP3. So you got to change the TP level. Make sure you do that. But it tells you anyway what TP you're on. So here, this is why you're not supposed to make 3,000. That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking, hold on a bloody second. Boom. So if we go to TP1, there, it should change it. Let's see. Okay, no, you will make 3,000, my bad. But yeah, boom. So yeah, but there you go. See, it changes your take profit level to take profit one now. So, and that's the value. So you got the values here. So even if you don't want to use these values, maybe they're too small for your eyes to see, you can use them in the table. They'll automatically be here. But again, like I said, will it reappear? Yeah, it does. This is when price is pushed away. So you set a sell limit. Again, it could do this for buy trades, and you set a buy limit. That's what you do. I'm asking why, because backtesting I didn't take all the trades. Yeah, this is why I won't get into some trades. Literally. It's actually a shame because if price always went back to these levels in that same day, like straight away, just imagine it does, the win rates will probably be higher because there'll be more trades. Do you understand? But sometimes price just doesn't return to levels as we're aware. Right now, USD JPY has a huge gap on there and it still hasn't returned back to this level. So this is just an idea, just so other people can understand that you can't catch every trade. It's just impossible. And sometimes the market's going to do what it wants to do. This is an example of the market doing what it wants to do. Look how huge this gap is here on USD JPY. And still, I think they're going to cover it before the end of the year. But still, this is how big this gap is. How big is this gap in pips? It doesn't even make sense to humanity. This is like a 160 pip gap. They haven't covered. They have not covered people. That is very rare because price action covers gaps. They literally in almost over, when is this? October. So we're coming into the second month now, and they haven't not come to cover this gap. So I'm believing that they're probably going to go for this gap in December because I can't imagine them leaving it forever. You understand? But that's why that's just an example of price action does what it wants sometimes, regardless. We can only catch trades when it is where we want it to be, but sometimes it's just not going to. So that's why I made that rule. And what another rule I've made is to make sure that it doesn't take trades after. It doesn't appear with trades like 2 days later when it gets into the area. Because again, the market structure could have shifted by that time. Do you understand? So you don't want to now for it to tap into a level, market structure shifted, and now it starts to enter trades for you or produce possible trade entries. So it literally price has to do the setup in the day the trade appears. That's how I've set it up. That's why we've got a realistic win rate when we come back to our win rate calculator. You understand? That's what I said. So it could be the fact that, yes, you might have a higher win rate because there's more trades. Do you understand? But at the same time, I'm trying to stop noise. So let's just do this. So yeah, so obviously you've got this version of it. You can even enter manual trade. So like remember when I was showing you, I'm using gold as an example, even though this is bugged with gold at the moment, it's not producing the lot sizes. I can look into that just the same way anyone can see from all the videos. I can update this product so you don't have to worry if there's a bug. But you could basically like how I explained gold at the beginning of the video to you. Remember, it never came up with a position tool to tell you to enter gold buys. I had to use my knowledge and what Neo's showing me here. So you could technically, let's say it is working with gold, this margin tool, you'd be able to work out all your risk management here. And what you do is you change your lot size into manual, basically. And then what you do here now is you can put your manual lot size that you want. And remember, it's going to work out how much money you're going to be making off a trade as well. So you change your account currency, so you can change it to different currencies that you trade in. Obviously, I'm in Great Britain, and then you can put your manual levels for take profits and stop losses based on what you work out on the chart. You understand? So it'll do all of that for you. This is what I'm trying to say. And it'll break it down and it will obviously tell you how much you're going to make off the trade based on what you put in these values. Do you get the point, people? So it's pretty cool. It's literally pretty cool. It's like, yeah, I haven't got to stress. Like I said, so now you don't have to go over to use a pip calculator. You can literally work out everything here for yourself. Understand? So you're good. You're good with that one there. Anybody got any questions on this one here so far? Any questions on this one, people? Any questions, just so I know. Is it pretty straight forward, the risk calculator? Obviously, we've all used one, so I take it everyone should know how to use a risk calculator, unless you're absolute beginner. It's straightforward. Everybody's used the risk calculator, 'cause if not, I'd be very concerned how you were entering trades if you haven't used the risk calculator yet. I'd be very, very concerned. So I'm sure all of us have used some type of different risk calculator from different websites, but the whole point of it being in there. So if there is any bugs, I'll look into it. Obviously, I've just literally created it yesterday and I haven't checked it through multiple trades yet in the live market because it was yesterday, the market's closed. But if you have got any discrepancies, then obviously just go back to your original website and whatever there is, you can just point out to me and then I'll look into it and then fix it, hopefully so. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool so far. Guns blazing is how I enter a trading ticket. That's it, just enter 100 lot in the trade. Yeah, you just got to change it to manual for. Are you talking about this? Are you talking about the top one? Let's put the currency back to GBP. Are you talking about this one here, the leverage source? Yeah, change it to manual. Don't leave it automatic because remember, it really can't read automatic. This is for more if you've probably got your account set up to trading view. Do you understand? Those are different aspects. I've never used TradingView to trade before, so I'm not too familiar with that. So just leave it on manual is what I'm trying to tell you in short. And then just put your manual leverage. My accounts are usually, I'm with IC markets heavily, so my accounts are usually 1 to 500, literally. And like I said, it just works out everything for you. You don't have no stresses, no stresses. Tells us straight away. So here, USD JPY, the last trade that appeared, For me to get what I needed, it would have been a 0.05 lot size, it's saying, allegedly. Let's see. Is it a buy trade or some trade? Can't see no trade there. Was there another trade in this? Okay, there was no other trade there. USD JPY is just stalling. But yeah, this is the logic of all of it. Literally logic. I'm trying to think of anything else. Okay, yeah, I've also added alerts, new alerts. So I've added these two alerts as well. So now you've got alerts for bullish break of structures that appear on the chart, and you've got alerts for bullish and bearish breaker structures and bullish and bearish IFVGs that appear. So obviously, whatever time frame you set this to, yeah, this is whatever time frame you open up the alert on is whatever time frame it will give you the alert for the IFVG or the break of structure. So you can set up alerts for those. Those are the arrows here. I'm gonna try and put in the code in that it automatically switches all of this stuff off that you don't need. The only ones that you should leave on is these two. So if you've got your table set to medium mode, the arrows that appear are actually showing you where IFVGs appeared, by the way. And if you've got it set to aggressive mode, the arrows, when you use these two signals, bullish or bearish signals, is going to show you where the break of structures appeared. So just so people know that, they obviously might not know that. So that's what it's basically going to do for you. So what I tend to do is just switch off the IFVG ones because I don't want too many arrows on the chart. I've let my eyes have been trained to how I've used the breakup structures. So I prefer to just see the breakup structures personally. I like to see it so I just know that oh, boom, it's shifted. But even if you don't have to use these visual representations. All of it's here in the table for you anyway. But I just like to see it overall. Just don't know, it just helps my eyes. Some people it's not good for them. Some people it is. That's what I do. Again, I'm just going to ask any other questions or if there's anything you want me to review because I pretty much covered it here. It's a pretty simple update. It's nothing too fancy. Again, all of us have used a risk calculator before, but it's just the fact of actually having it working automatically with what Neo's producing as the automatic trade setup for you. I think that's pretty fantastic. You literally just know what you need to do. You should be trading prop firms and even live accounts very easily. So even if you have a live account and we go to euro. So D. If you've got any questions, please get them ready for me so I can just make this video a bit shorter. It doesn't have to be too long. It doesn't have to be too long because there's nothing really for us to do. We just Neo will tell us what trades to take this week. I don't need to do analysis on pairs. The only one I would do is gold because more people would trade that than they would trade indexes and stuff like that. Do you understand? Everybody trades gold as we know, so pretty much or dabbles in it. So that's why I did the analysis on gold first thing. Other than that, we're literally just waiting for the indicator to tell us what to trade. I mean, we literally have got no stresses. Um, let's go here. Cool. So let's just make this a bit more of a smaller account and see how that works. Because I actually traded this on a $10 account, or it was like $30 at the time. Let's just change this account to $10. It's all £10. And we're gonna go to TP3. Let's just see how it is, how much risk per trade. Let's see. 10. Let's see what does it. Also, what this thing does is it will tell you if your account basically, because it works out all the metrics based on your leverage source, your leverage. It will tell you if this is too much leverage, the lot size you're going to try and take for your account. So it'll basically tell you at the time. Boom, boom, boom. So if we've got this and it's set to TP1, I'll take profit free. Let's just see. Boom. Is it even there? All right, cool. Let's go here. So let's see. Boom. So this one here hasn't come up with a lot size value just yet. Maybe something I've got in there is wrong. Let's just double check it. Um, GBP, manual lot size, no, auto, what size in? Account size $10, risk betray. Let's just try and say 100. Let me just see something. There we go. That's it. Okay. I'm still learning how to use it myself in terms of hypergrowth. Hypergrowth, what I was doing on my accounts, so I've told people before, when I'm trading accounts trying to do this, just so you can see people. So we go over here. When I'm trying to do this, what I do is I'll enter, I've been trading for years now, so I'm not silly with it. I'm not going to enter a 0.50 on a small account. What I do is, let's say I've got $100 and I want to do 100% growth. I know I use my free margin on my account. So I'll put like a 0.05, 0.05. So you'll see me with multiple 0.05s so I can see the margin and I can work out. So when the margin keeps going down a bit, I put out 0.02. This is what I tend to do just so I can get it absolutely accurate to my broker's account leverage. But you can see here, what you want to do is you do literally have to say 100% risk in order for you to do this. So look here. Imagine I was taking that Euro New Zealand signal for the trade. Obviously, I need to make $10 profit. You can see profit go $10. And here I've already done it. So I put account size $10 basically, or pounds. Yeah. And then the risk per trade, I need to take 100% risk. And if it gets to TP it gets to TP3. Hold on. No, this will go even goes to 1R. So let's even put this as 1R. Boom. Because it's between here. This is how you change the risk to reward strategy mode back test. You can see it's on 1R. And literally now it tells me if I do that 0.01 here, I'm using 100% risk. This should get me, this is what it claims, this should get me to $10, but I don't think that is correct. I got to double check that. If it's 1R, if it's 3R, it'll probably take me there. But we'll double check it. Let's just see if we go to 3R and what it does. CP3, and then go here. Go to 3R. Let's see what it does if it changes the money value. So yeah, $30. So it's saying that every R will get me $10. I'm not sure if that's absolutely right. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to say it straight now. I love it when we do see anything that appears because I can just go away and double check that. But yeah, boom. So remember, you've got this type of values anyway, but I'm just checking it because I'm trying to do hyper growth. So obviously it starts coming out the realms of realistic. So I've got to get the numbers right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And this is not what every trader is going to be doing, but it's good to know that we do have it there. So I'm just going to have to double check the values with high risk trading and the risk calculator to make sure that it's giving you the right values because obviously you don't want to enter the wrong lot size if you're doing high risk trades. But it seems pretty correct. The only thing that doesn't seem correct is the profit you might make. But I just got to double check that anyway. I'll double check it. But yeah, you can see how it works. It's pretty straightforward. If you use it normally, then if you've got 1,000, boom, and you go to TP3, this should be 300. It should go to boom, boom, boom. Risk per trade, TP3, and then here, give me 1,000. Hold on, let's just see this. Let's go to 10,000. Let me double check this. Doo, doo, doo. There we go. So it's 10,000. So, okay, risk per trade, 1%, boom, 10,000. Okay, is it 10,000 is coming up as? So I'll double check. I think something might be wrong there with the numbers. I just have to double check it. But yeah, it's there anyway. Like I said, and I'm more than likely going to look into this at the end of this Zoom call just to make sure everything is clean. And it's right. I don't want to keep everybody here at the bottom of the Zoom call waiting for 20 minutes while I look into it. But it is there. Rest assured, you'll be fine. And when it's all working perfectly, again, if there's any issues, you just tell me. Probably within the same 24 hours, I'll get it sorted, as anyone can agree or would know about. But you can see it did work out a lot size for me. It changed it to 0.12 now, in theory. So, yeah, pretty much it. Any other questions you got, guys and girls? Just so I know. I'm just going to obviously go away and check this out just to make sure the numbers are right. Any questions? No questions at all, people? If you've got no questions, then I'm going to end the Zoom now. Yeah, cool. So, like I said, just like anything, you should always test it first. Remember, this is lifetime access. There's no need to rush. So it's good. I like when stuff like that happens, where there might be an error or bug. One, you can see how quick I can make a turnaround, which is great for the service that you have. And then two, obviously, you should be, sorry, people, my throat. You should be always testing everything first. You shouldn't just run into something. So even if you say, okay, I'm going to put $50 in an account, I'm just going to trade 0.01s. Let me test this out. All right, let me test the risk calculator. It's telling me on this $50. Even set up a demo account just for the risk calculator. So I'm going to use my usual software I used to do my risk, or however I do it on my live accounts. Yeah. But on the demo account, let me see if this is working. Okay, I took 15 trades and worked out how it is. It's working. Like, I expect people to do that. I don't expect people to just use everything on their live account full throttle. That's just silly. That's just being silly. So test things out first because, of course, I'm just one individual. There can be bugs in the system, but I can work on them to get it better. So at least use a day or a week to test some things out, is what I'm trying to explain to you. Whenever there's anything new in there. But most of the things that are pretty straightforward, this is straightforward, but again, just to make sure the values are correct because it's your money, that's cool. But this one here, the structure points, is still very straightforward. But if you wanted to trade based on these, like what I showed you with gold at the beginning, again, don't trade it live straight away. It's lifetime access. You've got days, weeks, months, hopefully so years, you understand, in order to make sure things are correct. Take your time, paper trade it just to be, oh, okay. So every time this did happen, I won. How many times did I win out of 10? How many times did I win out of 20? Okay, you can even use replay mode to paper trade it as you can on TradingView. Do you understand? Like, do that, people, is what I'm trying to explain to you. Okay? And yeah, I'll leave it there. All good, people. I will see you in the chat, in the VIP rooms. If you want to get the product, just message me anyway. Let me know. Like I said, after today, it's going to go up to 150 GBP and the price will be increasing as we go further and further. Like me, so please um do not slack. Get in, get the thing going, and let's see what happens. I'll leave it all there for you guys and girls, and I will see you later. Yeah. Take care, people.